Hello world and hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. It is time to redo this for the second time and hopefully for the last time. This is going to be so much nicer, so much more useful, so much useful. You get what I mean? I have already started this by getting rid of all of these chests I had for storage. If you remember, or maybe if you don't, there was a copper golem that lived down here to sort out all of the stuff that I was planning to have farms become centralized for. And that's no longer going to happen. All of the farm stuff is going to stay where the farms are. That does mean as well that this iron farm will no longer be here. I've already turned it off. And as you can see, I have quite a lot of stuff. That is mainly why I don't feel bad turning off the iron farm, because I'm not really using the iron farm. Or at least not really using the iron. I mean, I'm not even using the melons and pumpkins. As time goes on, I might find a little bit more of a need for emeralds, so maybe I will turn farms back on to get more emeralds, but so far, things are looking pretty good. So, without further ado, let's pop on a time lapse. I am going to gut this pretty much completely, and then I gotta see what materials I still need and get those all together. But let's throw on that time lapse and get this completely cleared out. And here we are, a fully cleared out town hall. I forgot that I don't have that extra lip to stand on. I did do a little bit of extra work after the time lapse finished to get all of the iron farm completely gone. The hole is filled up, the villagers are gone, the zombie is gone, and the cats are gone. But don't worry, they're not gone. They're just relocated. All the cats that were down there are over here. I believe this was my collection, trying to get one of each cat. And I'm still missing a few, and that's okay. And as you can see behind me, I've got a lot of shulkers. I think I already showed you these, which were from my bulk storage that I had in there. But all of these over here are just the pieces that I have dug out from the town hall. Now, yes, I could sort these back into my system that I have, but I'm making a new storage system. And the whole point of this is to be able to put shulkers just like these into the system, and the whole system will work to put it all together. It's not going to be fast, but it is going to get done, and I am very happy to be having it shortly. But first, I do need to collect a lot of items, and I do mean quite a bit. I have a Lightmatica scan, and this is all of the type of stuff that I am going to be needing. So yeah, this is going to take a little bit. I should have most of the stuff, hopefully. So I am going to go and grab that stuff, and it shouldn't be a time lapse. It should just be all appearing right behind me. Yeah, this took a little while. Um, I thought I had everything, but I had to craft a lot and actually go and harvest quite a bit of spruce. Now, I am missing a few more of these guys. I thought that if you used a waxed copper block to make these guys, they would just be waxed. I was wrong. So I'll circle back to that a little bit later. But in here, all 9 of these shulker boxes should have all of the supplies I need to make the interior of this and the entirety of the storage system. That was a little weird. So, I'm going to pop it on another time lapse, and I believe a new song as well, as long as it fits. So let's get to it. And here we are, a brand new town hall. And a brand new exterior. I know that was not shown on the time lapse. Definitely not because I forgot to do it while I was building and did it after the time lapse. Definitely not that. But now all the windows are boarded up just to hide it, but I think overall you don't really miss anything. But let's go ahead and get the tour of everything inside. First of all, yes, this is a storage system, and I have started adding some labels as to what is going where. It's not complete yet, but it is most of the way done and enough for me to start showing you how this works. So first things first, this is the input chest. I'll be able to just toss in whatever I want to. All of the items will be sent into the system, and all the shulker boxes will be sorted out of the system into there. Well, into there, and that lets me know that there's a item inside of there, which is a shulker box. After all the items enter, they will be sent under this enchanting table setup, just so everything's localized, including anvil and grindstone. And then I do have some bulk storage, so that one bulk storage I have way down there, I'm not going to use that anymore. It will be right over here for stone, sand, and dirt. And then after the bulk storage, it is going to go into a copper golem sorter, who is not behaving currently. I thought I set this up correctly, but he confuses me. I'm gonna need to spend a lot of time off camera making sure it works. And there's another thing that doesn't work. You know how I said that this is the chest, the chest below me is where the shulker boxes go? Yeah, it does it too literally right now. It doesn't get unloaded. And no, that's not because my redstone doesn't work. Um, it's because I forgot to put it in there. I I forgot to put a shulker box unloader in there. But it works besides that. Now I will say one of the reasons I didn't catch that as I was creating this in creative is because the copper golems were bugged and I just didn't test it because I couldn't test it. And I was very hopeful that as soon as I got into this world, these guys would behave. And so far, this one guy is not behaving. Now, I do have a few secrets in this room, in the building. This top chest, by the way, is just for any overflow that doesn't get into the system. And that will also light up if there's an item in there. Secret number 1 is actually a way to get behind everything. Through this trapdoor, I have a little lever, which opens up those books, which allows me to get into the back of this area, which is going to be helpful. As you can see, I am trying to figure out how to make this guy not look in that chest. I don't know how he is. These trapdoors are supposed to prevent him from looking into that chest. Just like this trapdoor, or I'll show you on here, this trapdoor is supposed to block them from seeing that chest. But for some reason, this guy is able to look over here to pick up the chest through the trapdoor, and he's able to look through that through the trapdoor. Guys, what am I doing wrong? Because there's more. There's more to this insanity. If I, let's say, am putting full blocks here, this guy keeps doing what he's doing. He's still able to do that. But if I go ahead and then pull him over this way, and then let him go, he's going to search through some of these chests. But at least the last time that I tested it, guess which chests is he not going to see? He's not going to look at... Oh, he looked at that one. But last time he didn't look at any of those 3. Yep, okay, well, the point remains. He didn't look at those 2 chests. He didn't look at that chest. And that's just because I added these here. So if I break top one, give him some time to think, he then registers that chest again, which is great. But then he registers that chest again. Guys, what is going on here? What is with these guys? I need to figure this out. But in the comments down below, if I don't figure this out, please let me know, because this is getting a little crazy. Anyway, the nice part about this lever is as I close it, the trapdoor closes, and so does the books, which is great. Now the other secret is this trapdoor here. Haha! And I got the achievement. Yep, this is how we get to the second floor. And this second floor has nothing here currently. Well, it has a sorting system. It has automatic shulker box refillers to these shulker loaders. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned that's what I'm doing for bulk storage. I'm putting everything in shulker boxes. So I've actually AFK'd for quite a few hours at my shulker shell farm, which has let me get quite a lot. This was full when it started, and also I have 2 more shulkers full of it. So all of this will fill up until that, but as soon as I remove it there, it will craft another one, which is wonderful. And if I have any extra boxes, I can just place them in here, and they will be filled in when needed. Now over here, this is the future spot for my crafter. You may recognize it from before. I just haven't filled it up yet. But this one will be the dropper, this one will be for a crafter, and this one will be for a crafting table. I simplified it because before I actually had oak logs come in that got turned into oak planks that then got turned into a crafter, which I could still do. And if I was actually taking my original feed of water from, I might actually need a few more crafters, but this is fine. I don't want to deal with the filtering of it. Now the vibe I was going for was a little bit more of office space and cubicle and kind of factory-ish. So it's a plain carpet down below, and you can see the caution line to not go near the heavy machinery, even though it's not heavy machinery. I like it. I like the touch of it. And the great part about the wind charge hole is that the trapdoor closes itself. Let's see that one more time. If I open the trapdoor, it closes itself. So it is a perfectly reusable machine. And also these barrels feed into the droppers just to help restock and also kind of create a little pattern. But don't worry, you may be asking yourself, "Hey, radio, you don't have a breeze farm. What happens if you run out of wind charges?" Well, I've thought of that. And through my secret door, I have some ladders which will get me up to here. And as you're looking at it, you can see the hole from there, but in most cases, you're not going to notice that there's a hole back there to go down. And also, as you saw, I have all of the basic necessities in here. So if I need to sleep, I can. If I need anything else, I can. And probably my favorite part about it, I had to go find my bucket, is that I can refill water from the ground. It's magic. No, it's not. Those are just slabs. I just have 4 slabs underneath, and it doesn't show the water, but there is 4 blocks of water there, meaning that wherever I click, whether it be under the bed, under the brewing stand, which is a little bit harder to do, I will be able to get water, which is very convenient and very nice because now I have a water bed. Anyway, just want to show that progress update. I still have a lot more filtering to do and also a lot of naming to do. Let's just show you one of these slices, this oak slice. I have all of these filters down here, all of those filter items, and all of those filter items. And I have named them so I don't forget about it. And I need to do that for every single wood type. And then something similar for all of the other block types as I go along. Except for these last few, it's going to be non-stackables, I think, in this section, so not sure what I'm going to do for that. And then I'll work with whatever comes out of the junk chest. But before I can get to that, I need to figure out this copper golem situation. Because if the copper golems don't work, then none of this works. And that's not good. So, I'm gonna get to fiddling around with these guys. Wish me luck, and I'll see you in a little bit. I mean, not in a little bit. You'll go to the next clip when hopefully I fix this. Have I fixed it? We'll see. I mean, you'll know, but I'll have to see. Guys, I am devastated. Uh, no. Man, oh. I am. Okay, oh, I haven't even. Look, I'm in the middle of. There's even a skeleton. Why is there a skeleton horse over there? Oh my goodness, what is going on? Guys, I'm in the middle of creating the shulker unloader and rewiring all of the hoppers. There's the thunderstorm. I sleep as fast as I can. I came back out here maybe 5 minutes later, and my tree's gone. Any other tree I would have been okay with, but this is gonna be. I I never saved this tree. It was never supposed to burn down. I guess I'll have to make a new one. Let's save the stump. Well, this is now a canon event. The great mangrove tree has burned down. I will eventually clean this up, but right now is not that time. It's late at night. I was trying to finish up everything. Finally got the copper golems to work though, which is great. But yeah, I think I'm done for the night. Alright guys, I have fixed the setup. It now works, and it is chugging away. Slowly. Very, very, very slowly. So as you can see, I have some shulker boxes ready to chuck in there. And you may be wondering, well, why aren't these just in the system and let it process? And that would be because these guys are slow. Very slow. Much slower than I had anticipated. And I know I can manually sort these all out, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is to have the copper golem sort it all out, and even though this is the first getting everything over here, I kind of wanted to let the copper golem shine and do all of the work. But I might give up on that at some point, because it has been quite a few hours. I have been hanging around here making sure things work. I know I don't have to. I can set up some chunk loaders. But as you can see over here, I realized another flaw. And that is actually with this chest here. Because this chest above my head is for all of the items that do not fit into the system. And there's a problem with that statement. That is one chest for any and all items that do not fit. Now, what if there's more than one item that doesn't fit? Well, nothing. Nothing can be done if there's more than one item that does not fit in the system. So I currently just have this chest here in front of me as a catch-all for items that do not fit in the system. I could do it for all of these, but all of these I just have a block of iron to prevent them from getting in, and that's actually what I did before I set up the filters of everything else. And these filters are not final because I might get more items, and also my goal would be to have all of the items named filter, just so they don't get automatically sorted in, because if I just shift click this in, it's not going to pick that up. Whereas over here, oh, that still has filter. When did I give up on filter? Over here. If I shift click an acacia log in, it will fill that up, which is not what I want. So I will eventually need to go through and name everything, which is going to take a lot of levels and a lot of time. And with the grind of all this, I didn't want to deal with having to get levels and everything, because I wanted to make sure that this worked first. But now that I know that this does work, oh, let me first show you actually what I had to do for the copper golems. So in all honesty, I don't know why this setup worked, but the previous setup didn't. I had to get a roof over these guys, and I don't know if that extra block is necessary, but with that extra block, the roof over the heads, and then solid blocks here instead of just trapdoors, did the trick, and let these guys be able to sort everything out, which is wonderful. And yeah, I have honeycomb on me because I have been making sure they get to this oxidized state, which I think most of these first guys I have already waxed, and I do believe I'm still... Wait, that was my barrier. This barrier was as far as everybody got waxed. Ooh, I think everybody has been waxed then. Give me a moment. Alright, everyone's waxed up, and I did just want to point out that I do have one trapdoor over there, which is on the edge of that block, and one trapdoor here. Other than that, there are no trapdoors involved, and I think I might eventually close these up, though I am considering if I do want to add a second copper golem just to speed up the process. It might cause more errors, but it might get the backup out of the way. Because what I mean by backup is that this chest is full, that double 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 chest is full, and so are all of these double chests up to here. And I think that's because I still have some more shulker boxes being distributed into here, and all of these bulk sorters are mostly working. For some reason this dirt one keeps breaking on me, so I actually have it rotated that way to keep a look at it. But other than that, these are working good. Label them so I don't forget. Oh, and in case I haven't shown this, this still works. If I can get in there. Yeah. And I have set up my crafting crafter, so I can just add more of anything that I might need, and it filters down into all of the areas so I can create more crafters when I need them, which is not now, so I'm not going to worry about it. That being said, I think that is going to be it for this video, because there's just going to be a lot of time where I just need an AFK here. And I think I'm also just going to install a chunk loader so I can go and do some other stuff while this is at work, because I have a feeling this is going to take a while. And unfortunately, because of that, I'm not really going to have any items. I won't be able to build stuff. So I think next episode, I think I'm going to get to an ancient city. I need skulk. I haven't gotten any skulk in this world, and I want to have it. I want to have one of every item, at least, and I don't have that right now. So next episode, I'm going to get that skulk taken care of. Wish me luck, and stay tuned to see how bad I do. Or how good. I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. That being said, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to see the next one, which hopefully will be soon. And as always, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and be good to the world. This has been Radio, signing off.